right path. You know that.
Cool.
It's too easy just to kind of like remove the boards if you wanted to. They're clearly just boards.
Sure. So I would. They need to actually be removed. We can't just
they're like hyper nailed in, right? So you could like if one of you has like a meta tool, you could totally just like pry it open and open it up or whatever.
I mean, I've got a mono blade. It wouldn't even.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A mono blade works too. You could just.
It wouldn't even notice the wood.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So you spend some time and you drop it open. And you see here, this looks like a little like tent encampment type thing, where like they would come and like rest and eat their lunch. So you can see that there is like there's like scattered like mining plates. I don't know exactly what mining plates are, but there is that. But you can see that there's 2 other exits here, and both of those are also like boarded up in the same fashion.
I'm actually going to check here and see if there's any salvageable tech that may have been left behind, like anything that might be pertinent to further on the tunnel or anything like that.
Sure. Make a it's not hard to find, so I'm not gonna make perception check. Make a post tech roll using wisdom though, not intelligence. I mean, there's some hammers and some general like post tech tools lying around, but nothing like. I don't know what you're looking for specifically, but probably not that.
I was looking more for like, were there any like maps that may have been different than the maps I have? Or...
Oh no, none of that stuff. No, this is clearly just like a recreational area. It's mostly like where they ate their food and stuff. So like there's probably like some mining hammers or pickaxes or whatever lying around. But other than that,
base camp or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you guys and you know this now, but like you're fairly deep into the tunnels, kind of at like the cutting end of them.
I'm going to
through this doorway.
Yeah, which one are you going through first? That one?
That one.
Okay.
Is there yeah. I mean, is there anything that we can surmise about the area that would lead us one way over another? Like, there's nothing to...
Not in particular.
Yeah.
No.
So I think we just pick door number 1.
Door number 1 it is. Are we hacking or taking it apart?
That question makes me think that perhaps we should pull the boards off.
I'm going to go ahead and use my tool and take it apart.
Sure, yeah. So you disable it, you dismantle it less brutally, and it goes away.
I do want to lay the boards off to the side so that, like, if we have to run through here, we could can put them back
if you were
up
far enough ahead, sure, absolutely. So as you guys travel through here, you can see that, again, there are two paths that you can choose.
Yeah, so I think you hear Oscar grumbling about dead ends again.
Yeah, sure.
Not to no one in particular.
Sure.
This one.
I'm gonna do the same thing to the north tunnel. So,
you take apart this one, and everybody pause for a second when you take it apart. So, I think that you see, just kind of like out of vision, you see briefly this, as it is kind of like, the lights are on, so it's like skittering around, and then it hears the like boards crack open, and you can see like it goes up on its like hind legs a little bit, and then jumps into like a hole that is right next to it, and disappears.
Onward.
It looked very much like that creature you saw.
It did, didn't it?
It did.
I would say that pretty much represented what we saw earlier.
At this point, I'm going to take out one of my telescoping poles to be used as a club.
Sure, absolutely.
Power pole extend.
Yeah, your baton of telescoping.
So would this be an appropriate time to try and make a tactics roll?
I think it would be an appropriate time to make a tactics roll.
I would just love to do that.
Okay. Based on wisdom, because it is in the moment, I think.
Sure.
Which I know doesn't matter to you because you actually get an additional bonus. Cool, right?
Yeah. Hang on.
It's all right.
I'm still playing on my laptop, and it's not ideal.
Yeah, you need a video card like yesterday.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, so you see the hole, and even from this distance, with your with the light on, helps you out. You can see where the other holes in like the ceiling and the walls are, and you can see that in this general area right here, along this wall, and then in the ceiling, right about here, there is like looks like the main like traffic for where these little tiny holes that these things are running in and out of are coming from. And
Yeah. Maybe
if you were
these
to
are
go up
not.
there, those would be like the most likely places that things would pop out at you.
Yeah. Maybe these are not actually that foreign to Oscar.
Maybe
Maybe
you
he's
know a
actually
version of
seen
something
these
like
things
this
before. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I like it.
Um,
Maybe there is like maybe it reminds you of something native to your home planet that you know, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it now. Like I know how these things fight.
So I think, Oscar assesses the situation and he says, oh, okay, so he notices the major traffic points there. And
There they are.
Great. So to the
It-
group, he says, he goes in a couple of paces further just so he can get a lay of the room, and he kind of holds his hand up to stop the rest of the group from advancing. He goes back and he says, perhaps there were barrels as we entered. One of the major, I guess, traffic points in this area is a hole in the ceiling. It's possible that we could try and capture one if we were ready to close a lid, or if we fashioned some sort of crude trap beneath where it's likely to come out.
I like it.
Does anyone? Okay, so
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So I don't think we need to RP like you guys
Sure.
going all the way back and like grabbing a barrel. You grab a barrel and like you empty all the water out and dump it to the side.
maybe there's one like very.
I'm
close
back.
Yeah. Yep. And you guys like kind of roll it back. In the meantime, you haven't seen anything in like coming back into this area. It seems like you may have spooked something off, but you get the feeling based on what this looks like, Oscar, that these may be ambush predators. Looks like these are
Okay.
like I guess what you identified really was like kill holes, right? Like that's what you really identified, where they would drop down on a target to get them, right?
Sure.
Then let's
I
send Boomerang.
think in his head, maybe Oscar is kind of running the numbers, what his odds would be to bait one.
Right. Yeah.
So okay, yeah, he Oscar relays that information to the group. He says, we may it's possible if we waited around, one would fall out and we could spring the trap, but I think sticking with the theme here of hastening our mission, we should determine a way to draw the creature out.
Wonder
So-
what they like to eat.
He looks at Margot's arm.
Right.
That is cybernetic, yes.
Oh, it sure is.
Martha, where are you? Meg has left. She's
No, I'm
she's
here. I'm
sick of
sorry.
it.
No.
So
Margot starts to back up and she's like, "Oh no. No.
yeah. So have we okay, so maybe just out of character, maybe we should think about our trap a little. Like, how are we going to need to make some sort of roll to determine how good this thing is? Or
I think
I mean, worst case,
I was thinking
I'm
it's
not-
a barrel.
Yeah.
I'll go up there. If something falls on me, I'll grab it and throw it in the barrel.
Yeah,
I mean-
worst case, I'm not above just
yeah,
slamming a lid on this
that's
thing.
and it won't take more than that, I don't think, to capture a live
Okay.
specimen of this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's
I'm not gonna make
in the
you
video-
roll to make a fucking barrel trap. That's retarded.
And in the video, the guy literally just
Jordan.
grabbed it off his arm and threw it.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
I think
exactly.
we could just grab it and throw it in the barrel.
Yeah, there's a reason that
Jordan.
video was there. Yeah. What's up?
Recall what we've both been dealing with. I'm conditioned
I know. It's okay.
to expect
It's okay.
certain
It's okay, my
things.
friend. You're in good hands now. It's fine.
So
Don't worry.
let's put barrel underneath triangle
sure.
1.
So you know what? If there's a lid, I would like to
Yeah,
just
sure.
if I expect that something wriggly and pointy and pincery is going to come out, I would just like to test my initiative to see if I get the drop on it. And whether or
Yeah,
not
I think
can
that
get
if your
slammed into
intention
this.
is to like have this thing drop down and like you throw it in a barrel, it'll be like an initiative off, and whoever wins gets to act first. And if your act first is to throw it in a barrel and slam the lid closed, cool, you got it.
I would like to do that.
Sure. Yeah. So you got the barrel, and you walk over there, and you go and you stand underneath the thing, right, with the barrel. That's the intent here, right? And I think that you look up and maybe you see like these little tiny like feelers like just poking out, and like you have that moment of like you're looking up and you can tell it's looking down at you, and then just from the sky.
It has eyes. It has eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, from the sky, it's more like a slug, or not a slug, more like a snail, where its eyes are on these like little like tentacle like things, and that's what's like poking out, like that's what you can see, and you're looking at it, and it's looking at you, and then all of a sudden it just comes down, and yeah, it's going to like leap at you,
Sure.
But obviously it'll be on initiative, and anyone else that wants to roll initiative can totally. It's not quite that big. It's just easier to make it that high.
I think I probably got it.
Yeah, I think you probably got it.
I rolled an 8.
I don't think I caught anything.
Yeah, it only rolls a 3.
You are roughly as quick as a slug.
I mean, it is leaping from the sky. So I think it leaps at you, and I think with an 11, if your intent is to throw this in the barrel, I think you just grab it in mid-flight and toss it in the barrel and slam the lid closed.
Yeah.
And from the
I mean,
inside of the barrel...
My intent is not even to like hold it. It's just to
just
expect
catch it in the barrel?
and, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
remote manipulate it and
Sure.
just freeze it mid-fall and then float it into the barrel.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Or even float barrel upwards into it. I got it.
Sure.
And then
yeah.
lid slides on.
Yeah.
And it is
I don't
effectively...
want my hand anywhere near that thing.
Yeah, for sure. It is effectively trapped. Let me get barrel. Hey, we got a barrel. Got a barrel of bug.
Great.
So you now have a barrel of bug. And from the inside, you can hear it's doing that like.
Okay. I suggest when I hear
you
that.
Go back. So yeah, so you hear it doing this sound, and that's your action. And you see, coming from the other one, you see this bug crawl out and begin to skitter towards
Mm-hmm.
you. Arthur, or Fortune, you get an action.
Pistol, go.
Yeah, so you shoot it with a pistol?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
AC.
Its AC is 6. It's a small little quick thing.
I've been theoretically bitten by one of these before.
Okay, and then for refresher, attribute modifier.
So if it's dexterity, well, it is dexterity. So if you have a 1 in dex, put 1. And then in other, you're going to put your skill modifier, whatever that may be, in projectile, which I think you have a 1, right?
I think so.
Cool.
Yes, I do.
You miss.
I'm good at this
Oh,
thing.
God.
So, just so you know, everyone else, you can go at the end of the turn. I'm not going to exclude you and make you roll for it, just after this guy goes. However, he is going to run up to you, Oscar,
Mm-hmm.
and he is going to attempt to bite you.
So I have an effective AC of 3.
Okay. We're going to do this. AC of 3. Attribute modifier is it 0 on these guys? Yeah. 0. Other modifier is 2. He misses. So he leaps at you, and you're able to, like, basically put a boot out and, like, kick it away before it actually, like, actually, like, latches onto you.
Yeah. His nibble does not connect.
That is correct. It is a nibble.
Great.
So, Nate, we're going to go ahead and add you to said turn order with 2. And Go, we're going to add you to said turn order with a 2. You guys can decide who goes first, so you can go simultaneously, it doesn't matter. But it is one of your turns.
I'm gonna shoot it. So, do you want to go first, or do you want me to just go first?
Go ahead and go first. I'll relent to the lady.
Oh, I thank you.
Ladies first.
That's right, ladies first.
What's the AC again?
6. And then in, obviously, attribute, you put, if you have a +1 in dex, you put a 1, and then whatever your weapon skill is in the weapon skill. And if it is a -1, you do put -1. Just an FYI.
So Margot takes out her rocket launcher.
Yeah, that may not be great in here. Ooh, so close.
Ugh, I wish I had a rocket launcher. I don't
So
have one
close.
yet.
Yeah. So you shoot,
Yet.
and I think it probably hits the thing, but it, like, shoots off one of its legs, and it kind of goes, and it turns, like, in the direction, but clearly there's a bigger, better target. Boomer.
I'm going to move to there
Sure.
and start getting all the pallets set up so that I could just very easily secure it behind us so we could just grab
Sure,
it.
yeah. So you're gonna, like, ready an action that if everybody darts through, you can just throw them up and, like high speed nail them to the wall to try and delay these creatures.
Yep.
I got you. Cool. Oscar. You have the barrel in one hand, but luckily your sword can be used with one hand. Yeah. So I think that it, like, goes to leap at you again, and then with one swift motion, you just pull out your sword with, like, the barrel under your arm. You pull out your sword and, like, spin, and you just slice it in half, and it just falls on the ground. Just
Lengthwise.
Lengthwise. Yeah, lengthwise.
Perfect.
So it flies by it flies, like, around your head, and you get this, like, blue, almost metallic looking, like, droplets of blood on your white mask as it flies by, and we're out of combat.
Beautiful.
Run away!
Yeah. Oscar shakes his sword off, like shakes the gore off of it.
Sure.
Maybe like wipes it on his cloak and puts it back in the scabbard.
Sure. Absolutely.
Margot says, "Good job, new guy."
You know, it's This is run of the mill. He's like, yep. Well, yes.
Run away!
So yeah, Oscar looks at you three and he's like, well, where are you going?
Back to the control platform.
Should we look around any farther?
But we can do that once we exterminate all the things.
I think, okay. So grudgingly, he goes, okay. He follows. He, barrel underarm.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So we don't even need to RP you guys walking all the way back there because you're not going to run into anything. You've already been there. So you guys...
I totally resecure this, by the way, once we leave, so we're not followed.
The most recent one you came in?
Yeah, the one that they were on the other side of. Yes, I resecured that doorway. This one.
Consider it resecured.
Cool.
So you guys head back through the tunnels back to the exterior control platform, and the whole time you're carrying the barrel, right, Oscar?
Yeah.
So
I said that I had it under my arm.
Yeah. So the whole time, like there was some some frantic skittering, like during the brief combat there for a moment, and then it slowed down, and you can hear it's. The thing inside is making different noises. It's not making those kind of aggressive. It's almost chirping, almost like a cricket. You think that just because you know anatomy of how different creatures make noises, it may be rubbing its mandibles together in some way to make this sound. So it's like a cricket, kind of just chirping.
It's calling for help.
But you guys make it outside, no problem, and you get to the grav platform. And you jump on the gravity platform and you go back over. So in order to reprogram the purge controls, it's going to be a bit difficult, even for Boomer. I'm going to go ahead and move us back to here. Yeah. So it's going to be a bit difficult even for Boomer. But you can absolutely do it, obviously. Because I said you could earlier. So, how do you go about that, Boomer? How do you go about reprogramming things?
I feel like the best course of action is going to be to use science to identify something specific to its anatomy. And then from that part, probably computers to reprogram or post-tech.
I think that is a good option. So, how are you going to, inspect this thing? Are you going to... Yeah, how are you going to, get it out and, look at it?
If you suggest that, you need to inspect it, I think Oscar just barely opens a little bit to see where it is, and then floats it out and kind of spins it around gently.
Yeah, cool. So you have it using telekinesis. You're have it out.
So
I'm
gonna use remote manipulation and just as if with one hand grasp it and pull it up out and hold it restrained.
Yeah, cool.
So I'll focus on having it.
Use remote manipulation, and at first it kind of struggles a little bit, but then it kind of you can tell it's the fight has gone out of it at this point, and as you float it out, it looks exactly like that creature I described. Let me tokens Control C.
I'm sorry, I think I dropped out there for a moment.
Paste. It's fine. I'm just gonna blow this up for you guys so you can see it. Basically, it looks like this. I know, frightening. It's got those little legs on it, and
oh god, it's huge.
Yeah, it is pretty big.
It's bigger than the ship.
It can
Run!
It can swallow Frady McFreightface.
Yeah, run away. So yeah, that's what it looks like, and it looks similar to other insectoid species that live on planets and stuff, but it will require a science roll to identify maybe a substance that exists or what have you. It will be hard though. Like you have like the scanning equipment here is like kind of designed to survey stuff, so you could repurpose it fairly easily without a roll to like kind of identify what like different substances, because that's kind of what it does. Like that's the whole point of this entire thing. So I think that it'll be like a 7 science roll.
Is there any way I can justify assisting with? Never mind. No
Nope.
need.
Doesn't need it. Yeah, cool. So I think you identify that the unique part about this creature is it lives on these rocks, clearly. But in addition to consuming like biological matter, when it can get its hands on it, it appears to have taken on some properties of like the inert stone that exists within the rock itself. So feasibly, you could set the purge protocols to do that. And actually, in addition to that, if you succeeded well enough, you could essentially purge the inert rock that exists, leaving only valuable minerals.
Ooh.
If you roll well enough.
That is his goal. That is what
Sure.
I'm going to do.
Yeah. So the difficulty on the like purge protocols will be a 6, because it's really just a simple matter of like inputting stuff in, and you might like mess up when the code or whatever. But there is an undetermined number that if you should roll it on a post-tech roll, it will. Actually, no. It's probably computers. If you roll a certain number on a computer's roll, then it will give you like some additional bonus.
Is there any way to assist with that?
Do any of you have the computer skill to assist with?
I'm not trained in it, no.
Nope.
Yeah, I think you would have to have some semblance of computers in order to assist with this.
I can threaten the computer with a pistol.
You certainly can. Ooh, that is so close to what you wanted, Boomer.
No.
That is so.
Roll again!
Roll again. Roll again.
You can totally re-roll if you want. You have that.
I don't know what the odds are of actually being able to roll better than that.
But yeah, but you only have
Poor
one re-roll, and you have to
butt.
take the second.
All right, we made Margot do it. I'll do it too. All or nothing.
I believe.
Believe.
I assist.
No,
Fortunately
fortunately not. However, you are able to skillfully repurpose, and you think that the purge protocols will activate when you go ahead and use the purge. But you obviously can't be inside of this room when you do that. You have to go back outside and activate it from out there.
Wait, where does it need to be activated?
You have to go back out, because no biological matter can be inside of the dome when it purges, and that's currently where you are. You have to go back outside to like the landing pad area, and then probably interact with the protocol droid or a panel out there to actually activate the purge protocol. Because for safety reasons,
okay.
it won't activate with like identified biological matter in the. I mean, you totally could. Like, you guys could hang out in there and see what happens.
Well, I mean, if we went out to the
not.
pad, wouldn't I be able to remotely access it from my data slave?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. Like,
He wants us to leave. That's what's happening.
yes, I'm telling you to leave the goddamn dome so you don't get melted.
He's giving us permission to do that. Let's go.
Yes, leaving the dome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Martha. Jeez.
Shut up.
So yeah, so you guys go out, and as soon as the door opens, like the second the door opens, but my question is, before we do that, what do you guys do with the thing? Because you don't necessarily have to kill it in order to get this this data, because you rolled pretty well on the science roll.
Are you saying it could be trained and we could keep it as a pet?
I'm saying you can do whatever you want with it, because this is an RPG.
I'm saying that we're going to keep it and we're going to bounty it back to the corporation. It's like, hey, you want to study it so this doesn't happen again? Let's add like $1,000 to this.
Or just
live
even
open
proof.
for ya.
But that's...
We will reintroduce this back to your minds.
Oh my god, yes.
I like
Yeah, I like that.
I think No, I just stuff it back in the barrel and bring it with.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. That's no problem.
The assumption being the barrel is going to be dropped if anything occurs.
Yeah. So you guys, you exit out, and as soon as the door opens, you hear greetings from the protocol droid that is, or protocol armature that's standing out there, and it says, "Greetings. Have you completed your task? It has been approximately 3 hours, 52 minutes, and 37 seconds."
Yes.
I'm waiting just long enough for the door to close behind us, doing it a 5 count, and then initiating the purge.
Sure, yeah. So you go in, the door closes, and you wait till 5, and you go to hit the purge button, and the protocol armature, he goes, "Are you sure? Yes or no?"
Yes.
Purge commencing. Identifying targets. Targets identified. Purge commencing. Stand by. Purge complete. Approximately 3,232 entities have been eliminated. Would you like to proceed?
Holy
Yes or no?
Fight smarter, not harder.
Proceed?
Would you like to proceed? Yes or no?
What does it mean, proceed?
Yes, proceed.
Proceeding. Cleanup commencing. Disposing of materials. Disposing. Cleanup complete. Would you like to re-enter the dome facility? Yes or no?
Yes.
Stand by. And then you hear the psst of the door opening behind you.
I'm actually going to give the protocol droid a order not to send a status update to the home office until I get a permission to.
That is going to require some hacking, I think. Because this is not, like, it's respond to, like, allow you access, but it is not authorized for you to, like, make different commands. Like,
Oscar
give it
pulls his
different...
sword out.
Yeah, because so I should explain, I guess, why this is the case. Because in Stars Without Number, armatures are designed with a very specific function in mind. They cannot do anything outside of that function. In fact, if you wish to create an armature that does something different, you have to build it from the ground up. Like, you literally have to build a brand new device. You cannot enhance a current device. So
they're not exactly plastic.
Yeah. So attempting to override the processes has a very high chance of just destroying the protocol bot in general. Because literally the system that it uses, like the neurosystem or the actual problem and decision making system, is built into the armature. Like, it's into the armature. So they can't even be dismantled, actually. There are specific, like, portable armatures, but this is obviously not one of them. So it will be extremely hard with a high chance of failure, and the failure may result in consequences. But, as always, you can try and do anything you want.
So, what is the worry that we're not going to be able to explore? Because I don't see that guy. I mean, he couldn't handle a psychic being around. I don't think he's going to come wandering on down here.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to inhibit.
I think we have the jump on them. I think we might as well just go poke around and see what we can find.
Okay, but when were those other
Plausible
guys
denial.
supposed to show up?
Oh,
We got a
still
week
have
before
like
they were
6
gonna
days.
show up.
Yes.
So, yeah, we got like 6
Yeah,
days.
you got
Okay,
like
okay.
6 days still before the others supposed to show up. And like arguably, if the job gets completed, like, they're just gonna get a message that says, "Hey, never mind, we took care of it."
And there's no way that they would know that somebody is messing around down here and maybe try to get here quicker.
I mean, arguably the station is recording everything, but only to the limit that it was able to give you information, right? So, like, if you guys went into the mines, it can't see you because I already determined there's no cameras or anything in there.
Mhm.
So
There was only body cams.
Yeah, the
Okay.
body cam specifically. Like, if you guys want to put on one of the body cams, there's a couple here. You guys could put on the body cams and go in, and then they can see everything you're
No.
doing. So,
Makes it all Blair Witch Project.
right, yeah, exactly.
Onward.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you
Oscar starts
taking your new
marching
friend
along.
in there, or are you going to drop him off at the ship first?
I think I don't see the harm in leaving him with the armature.
No. Yeah, you
What-
could
what's
secure the
Right,
really
barrel.
gonna-
yeah.
What's really gonna happen?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You
How,
could
how
secure the
sturdy?
barrel.
How sturdy is this barrel?
I mean, it's designed to hold, like, ore and shit. Like, it's sturdy.
Okay, yeah, he's not gonna.
Yeah, no,
Actually,
he's not
my
getting out of there.
worry is
We should name him.
what if someone just kind of shows up and sees this barrel next to the armature? I'd almost feel more safe if we could actually put it in like a traditional lockbox, or actually
Do you
secure the
happen to
barrel.
have one of those?
I happen to have a lot of things. That is not one of
Boomer
them.
pulls out the lockbox he
No.
has in his jacket.
Please don't misunderstand. That was a genuine
We-
question.
We could just go lock it in one of the rooms on the ship that we have right outside.
Yeah, no, that's 100% the thing.
No, I think
Sure.
for our safety that might be the best.
Okay. So you go and you secure it in one of the rooms. It's secure. It's not getting out. You guys don't have danger of that. And you guys head back into the tunnels. So you head back in there, and inside it appears, like when you guys get back into the mines, you hop in the grav car and it goes across and you get back into the mines. It appears that there are some collapses that occurred clearly when the purge was going on. What type of purge this performed? I mean, it could have been gaseous. It could have been, like infrared heat. Whatever it did, though, it caused some structural damage to the mines themselves. Not enough, not like significant enough that they can't be repaired easily. But I think that as you guys explore, and you get to, let me put you all in the right place here. You get to a room in one of the things, and it's like the farthest back room in the tunnels, and you see in there. Let me put
A
this in
rocket
here.
launcher.
Nope, no rocket launcher. You see,
An
try,
artifact
though.
weapon.
nope, no artifact weapon. That's what I want. Let me move you all over here. Whatcha? So you see, in one of the rooms, there are these pustules, which can only be assumed to be egg sacs of some sort. And they're all busted and broken and sweeped out, and like all you can see the remainder of is like the outside shelling. The interiors look like they've been scooped out with an ice cream scoop. And it appears that there was like a nest or something of these things here, but all of their evidence has been cleaned.
Cleaned.
Well, he performed cleanup procedures.
Oh God. Okay. We didn't notice any like other robots in here, did we?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
What the hell?
You could look into how like these platforms are like not standard issue, but like they're generally how it works. I guess Boomer, you'd probably know how it works. So how it works generally is it usually uses a gas or a like anti-chemical of some sort to clean the toxins and the different biological waste and whatever. And then typically it fills like the entire place up with water and then purges it all out, or like some other disinfectant liquid, which you suspect might be why there was water in the barrels and dripping from the ceiling and like around the rock, how it was wet in the first place because of the first cleanup procedure that was performed.
The one that failed.
The one that failed, correct.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like it's basically like, it's not acid, obviously. It's not harmful to humans or humanoids, but it looks like it's basically just like melted out the inside of these egg sacs. But for some reason, like the exterior of them was like resilient enough to withstand. But it's clearly not like biological either, right? It's not that at this point. It's more material than anything else.
Okay, so they're all popped. There's nothing.
Oh yeah,
living
no,
that's gonna
it's dunsies.
So I think, yeah, Oscar just starts looking around. He's probably trying to assess whether or not there's anything down here that they could, turn in, like, to satisfy their mission.
Sure, yeah. I mean, like, the satisfaction of the mission is going to be, mostly, like, hey, we did the thing. But in here, I think that you can definitely retrieve maybe some ore or something from the thing, just as proof of, like...
That's what I'm...
Hey, we got this from the inside of the mine. It should be clear now. We reprogrammed the purge protocols, etc., etc.
I would like to poke an eggshell.
Yeah, I think when you poke it, it just like it kind of crumbles. It kind of like cracks, like right below where your finger or whatever your foot or whatever you poke it with. It just kind of falls in on itself, and it looks pretty fragile, but like the same type of like fragileness that like the exterior of an egg has, like a chicken egg.
Okay, so it's not like some super hard, dense shelling for an egg.
No. It appears that whatever the acidic stuff does, or whatever the gaseous stuff does, just didn't affect these in the same way, based on their composition.
Well, Oscar knows that Giorgio wanted some sort of material. And he probably looks over to the tech folks in the group and asks... is any of this what our original payload was meant to be?
So I don't think any of you have seen like what Red 5 is, but you do notice, and because you asked the question, I'll just give it to you because it's out in the open. This barrel over here, this box right here, it's filled with this what looks like mineral ore-like material, but it has like this extremely smooth surface. And to the touch, it's actually, like, cool to the touch. Also, notably, unlike everything else in here, it doesn't retain, like, that layer of liquid or humidity. Like, the humidity doesn't seem to be affecting it. One could assume that this may be what you're looking for.
Okay, so the weird... Yeah, like, maybe I... Since I asked, maybe I noticed that this has some odd... properties that make it stand out from the rest of the stuff in here, and it's Boomer that has the science, the tech skill, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this would be science to identify for sure.
Right, so he's Oscar identifies that he is the researcher of the group, since he was the one who was doing all of the reprogramming and such, and he kind of beckons him over and points at it and says, could this be Boomer, could this be what we were meant to transport in the first place?
Take a look at it, inspect it a little bit, run a scanner over it. Yeah, that's Red 5. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, you could definitely identify it without making a roll or anything. It's clearly Red 5.
How heavy is this?
Do you try and pick it up?
Estimate? I give it a nudge with my brain.
Okay.
How heavy do I assess the container?
based on the size of the container, you would assume just by looking at it that this thing probably weighs, maybe 100 kilos, because it's a fair amount in here. You give it a nudge and it moves as if you had grazed it with your foot.
So it's on wheels.
No, it's not. It's just sitting on the ground. It just seems extremely light.
100 kilos is not extreme. So you mean like extremely light for the volume of it that's here?
Yes, exactly.
If you were to look at it's fucking heavy.
This box looks like it could hold 100 kilos of material. Like regular metal ore.
Okay.
It is currently holding a fair amount of material, but it is movable by you. That's the difference.
So,
because like 100 kilos is like
maybe
it's like what, like 400 pounds or something like that.
It's probably a little less than that, but yeah, give or take.
Yeah, sure. It's not something you'd be able to move with with your mind, barely.
No. Well,
Yeah.
not yet, but yes.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess once he confirms that, I kind of say to anyone who's listening, like, we perhaps could take this. This is not terribly heavy.
That's how much 100 kilos is, in case somebody was curious.
Oh,
but
yeah.
this easily you could pick up and load on the ship if you wanted to.
Yeah, with 4 of us, about a little
Done.
over 50 pounds apiece.
Well, it doesn't actually weigh that much. It probably only weighs 50 kilos.
Oh,
That's the like draw of it. Is it's much lighter than normal material that has this volume and density.
So then I pick it up and we walk out.
Yeah, it's unwieldy. Like, it'll take 2 of you, like, just to hold the
Yeah.
box. But yeah, no, absolutely. You guys can
Maybe-
usually grab one side and just walk out with it.
maybe it totally looks like he's doing it, and I just don't let him know that I'm assisting.
Sure, yeah. Sure.
So he thinks I'm just like rocking it.
Yep, sounds good. So you guys take that out and you go load it up.
Hold on, I have a question.
Mhm.
Are there any operational cameras outside of here, like at the reception desk or at the landing place where the ship is? Like, are they actually going to be able to see us taking material?
Roll me a luck saving throw. And that's for Boomer, because you asked. Not that you know of.
Yeah. Oh, well, wait. Is it that we know of, or is it, damn, there are cameras?
My
'Cause
answer stands.
I'm pretty sure.
Would you like to make a roll to see if you noticed any cameras?
I would like to make a tactics roll to see if I noticed any cameras on the way. Is that appropriate?
Sure, but it's going to require intelligence, not wisdom, because this is your memory working, not your current perception ish,
Sure.
current like awareness. Yeah, sure. Roll me a tactics roll. Not that you know of either.
Right. Okay.
I carry the stuff back to the ship.
So, yeah. Well, that was the original directive. I am still okay with this.
Yeah, honestly,
we came here to
like,
get stuff.
Is the fear that there's going to be retaliation for you taking this stuff? No, probably not. Worst case scenario, if they did identify you taking this stuff, that's part of the original load. Like,
Yeah.
that's the worst case scenario. They're not going to like hunt you down or anything for this load of Red 5. It is worth a lot of money, but not particularly.
Yeah, I think in Oscar's head, he is doing exactly as they should
Yeah.
be.
No, absolutely. That is a reasonable assumption from everyone. So yeah, you guys take it back to the ship. You load it up. I think again, soon as the door opens to the hangar bay area, greetings. Have you completed your work?
Margot takes the gum out of her mouth and just like sticks it to the forehead of this droid.
It just deadpan, doesn't even notice.
I know, it just makes her feel better.
Right, yeah. So like I think that like as you guys are leaving, like you guys are walking out, like you're done here, you pick up, you're headed off to the ship. The protocol bot goes it goes one more time. Are you ready for departure?
I think we
Does
will be
any-
once this is
does
all over.
anyone
with.
say-
Does anyone
I think Boomer is the one communicating this thing.
Yeah, sure.
He has been identified as the employee of.
The machine whisperer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely tell me. We're just gonna load this up real quick, then we'll be departing shortly.
Very well. Just send the signal to code number 5310-1586, and then I will release the docking clamps and open the dome for you. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Oscar waves.
I think the protocol droid, like, or the protocol bot, it kind of looks at you, and it says, "Greetings."
Oh God. No further response.
Right? Yeah. You get. Just,
Margot's hand kind of goes towards her shotgun, and then she just like, oh, friggin'.
right. Yeah. So you guys loaded up on the ship, and the next scene we see is like the dome, the hangar bay dome, is like opening up, and the atmosphere that had been put into it is like releasing into the cloudy storm of Eurymedon, and we see the cargo ship just come out and just turn towards space and fly off towards the moon. Slash cut, negative little amount of time, you guys get back to the moon. And when you guys get back to the ship and like you get out of the planet's atmosphere, you receive a message from Giorgio, and Giorgio says, like it's like a video message, and it says, "Hey, whenever you guys get back, come pick me up. Found us another job. Should be able to get our cargo and get out of here. It was more expensive though. May play into our cuts. We'll see what we can do." And then it just clicks off because it was like a video message.
All that I heard was more money.
Well, it was more expensive.
In the wrong direction.
Right, yeah. More expensive in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but now we have a shipment of Red 5 already. So
you
maybe
have a
we'll
box
get
of Red 5,
ship.
which is enough to not really do a whole lot.
It's something.
I mean, yeah, you could try and make your own shit with it, maybe. But
Boomer can make shit with it.
yeah, yeah, sure. If you guys want to do that, that's totally fine. So you guys get back to where Giorgio is. Do you go meet with him?
I would like to go meet with. Damn it! I forgot his name first.
William?
Yes.
Sure. So you go meet with William. Or is anyone going to meet with Giorgio?
I would.
Okay. So we'll go with Fortune first. So you go over, and William.
I would like to take a small handful of this stuff.
Of the Red 5.
The Red 5.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. So you go over, and William's at his desk again.
I would like to establish that I have the barrel with the bug and I am following.
Okay, sure, no problem. Yeah, go ahead. What do you say? You enter, and he kind of like his eyes go a little bit wide, and then he sees Oscar, and he kind of like puts his hands up, and he's like, listen, I said you guys could do the job. I'll pay you when you guys get done. Just I don't want any trouble. Just please, He's like, I don't. It's psychics. I don't want any trouble from you guys.
Oscar, if you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and set the barrel down next to his desk, and just wait outside for a second.
Sure. He does so. Leaves without a word.
Sure. He kind of like eyes the barrel and kind of like looks at you, Fortune. Waiting for you to engage.
I sit down and I put the handful of the Red 5 on the desk in front of him and wait.
Yeah, so I think he raises an eyebrow and he picks it up and he pulls out a little like magnifying glass and he's like looking at it, he's like, it's Red 5. Well, I know what it looks like. But why do you bring it here today?
Guess where we got it from?
he kind of like goes, Eurymedon?
Yeah, from your mining operation that you guys couldn't, what do you call it, secure?
Yeah, so I think he looks and he goes, he looks at you and he goes, oh, you guys went down there. Huh. Well, that's good. You guys did the job. I guess I can cancel Toad Alliance. Seems like a good deal for everyone.
And we also brought you back an extra, we'll say present.
He looks down at the barrel because it's obviously what you're talking about. And he goes, huh, what's in it?
So you remember those things that you guys were talking about the size of a forearm?
Oh, yeah. And he kind of like rolls his eyes and like, yeah, totally. Yeah, those miners.
Well, it turns out they weren't exaggerating, and we brought one back, and it's in the barrel there for you.
So I think he laughs, right? He just, you're a funny guy. You know, you're not so bad. Your friend though, he's frightening, and he should not be allowed in society. I think that is some unreal shit.
I think this is a good opportunity for you to impress upon him that the job was much more difficult than he would have led us to believe.
It was a little bit harder than we thought it was going to be.
He goes,
Hey, well, I don't know. See, at metagaming, I don't know if we can really say that, because it said it was going to be like a day, and it took us like 3 hours.
Yeah, well, in terms of implied hazard level.
So you say that, and he kind of looks at you, and he like raises an eyebrow. He's like, "You don't have to take the job. I offered medical expenses. Were any of you injured?"
No.
He's like, kind of like shrugs, and he's like, "Well, how was it harder then? What actually happened?"
Stuff and things.
So yeah, he kind of like looks, and he furrows his brow a little bit, and he goes, "Okay, well, you guys,
That's coming.
you guys did your part. I'll do mine. 1,500. And you guys got your med
Well,
kits, which sounds like you didn't even get to use."
Since we brought back a specimen, I think maybe we can get a little bit more money for you.
He looks, and he's like, "If that," and he kind of like head nods towards the barrel. He's like, "If that's what you say it is, you can keep it. I don't want that shit. I just want to make money, and that's what my miners do, and I don't want to worry about no forearm-sized bug or whatever it is running around. What the hell am I supposed to do with a forearm-sized bug?"
I don't know. Maybe we can go put it back on your planet then, or on your rock then.
So you're like threatening him here?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me persuasion with charisma. It's gonna be difficult though. I don't think your argument is really gonna get to him, based on your previous interactions with this guy. He seems a little more confident. Like, you've played a trick on him the first time, and you took him by surprise. But now he's like, he's got it back together now. I'm not sure an 8 is good enough for this one. So I think he looks at you, and I think he says, "Well, here's the deal. I'm a businessman. You seem like a businessman. We agreed upon a price. I'm not going to go back on my word. 1,500. You can keep the med kits. You could do whatever with the bug. If you want to leave it with me, I'm just going to, well, incinerate it, probably. But agreed upon price is agreed upon price." And he kind of looks around. He's like, "I don't want to get on the bad side of the Claris group, but you understand, business is business. And from what I understand, I've done a little bit of research. You guys appreciate the coin just as much as I do."
All right, 1,500. It's a deal.
So yeah, he kind of stands up and he like extends his hand to shake.
I stand up, shake his hand.
Okay. And then he like reaches down and like grabs like a cred stick, and you see him like transferring money over, and he hands you 1,500 credits in a cred stick.
Appreciate it.
At this point, Oscar walks back in and collects his bug.
Sure, yeah, you collect the barrel, and like as you walk in, he's just like, he kind of like backs away like a step or two, but like defensively, not like scaredly, and he's like, "This fucking crazy psychic bug and shit." He's like muttering under his breath as you walk out. So, if that's all that is there, we flash over to Margot, and Boomer, you go with her, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys go over to meet Giorgio, and Giorgio's there, and he looks like he's had about 3 too many cups of SoCaf. And he looks and he says, "You guys took long enough. Hey, listen, I got a contact. You're not gonna like it, but since our old one's kind of down the drain and in the pooper, well, I mean, this is what we got. That's what we got to work with. It's probably going to cut down our profit, though, by a lot.
I hate those words, Giorgio. Come on, you're killing me.
He's like, I can't do anything. The old contact down, he was the only one willing to sell us at this price. Short notice? Come on. They're gonna upcharge. Demand is high,
right.
Supply is low, demand is high.
What do you got? Lay it on us.
He's like, well, supposed to get original job was gonna be 10% of 60,000. Now it might be 10% of 40. And
40?
It's also gonna take like an extra 3 or 4 days. Less time than we had to wait for those jokers over at freaking Stryker's office.
Well, what if I told you we took care of one of the mines?
He kind of like looks and he says, like, take care of how?
Well, you know that little problem they were having? We fixed it.
You fixed it.
The miners can do their job now.
Well, that's true. Maybe I'll go talk to Stryker again. We get back on the original deal. I'm sure he'll be happy, but God, I hate having to go back to people after I tell them off.
Hey, if it's the difference between 40 and 60, it's worth it.
He kind of like looks and he's like, yeah, maybe you're right. All right.
Of course I'm right, Giorgio. Come on.
Yeah, that's like the one time I'll ever say this. And he kind of like goes off, and he's clearly like on his way to Stryker's office to strike up a deal. He pulls out his data slab again, he slings it around, opens it up, and he's like sending rapid fire emails again.
Perfect. She sits down and probably takes the coffee away from him.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. He left it there probably. So I think that we can probably montage the rest of this by saying Giorgio probably gets your original deal back because you guys dealt with the problem. You guys get a little extra on the top. And I think that the scene that we can end on is it's the next day. They were able to get the stuff off of the mine that you guys cleared out, and they were able to load it up, and you guys now have your payload. It seems like they didn't notice you had a little bit extra, so you have a little bit of Red 5 to work with that is kind of under the table. But they load you up with 60 tons of the stuff and send you on your way. So I think that the shot is like we fly out and we see like the end, like the tail, and we hear the spike drive like kick into gear, and we see you guys drill into drive space. And then I think we go all the way back to that original conversation that Giorgio had with that figure. This time it flash forwards to that, and then it goes to where he's looking out the window, and he turns around, and we can see that on his face, his eyes are like this pale blue color, and he has very obvious like cybernetics in his head, and it kind of cuts to a glass that's sitting on the on this desk, and we see the glass like with ice in it. We see it start to move and like wiggle, and then it rises and floats towards him as he just catches it in his hand, and he takes a drink of this what looks like whiskey on the rocks, and that's where we cut to black.
Nifty.
Nice.
So, that being said, there is one thing that I need to do, is I need all of you to get experience. Yay!
Yay!
So, if you guys had any goals that you think were completed in this game, hold on to those. We're going to do this at the very beginning of next session. And you'll get your experience right away, and then you can make new ones as the session goes on, obviously. But everybody...
I believe I completed 2.
As did I.
Great.
So everybody in the party gets 62 experience. It's not a lot,
Yay.
but it's a step in the right direction, and it will go increasingly up as you complete missions and that kind of stuff, because all of this is kind of the same mission. Once you guys turn it in, you'll get some instant experience there. That is pretty good. And then we'll be moving along. So, give me 1 second. I'm gonna deafen you guys real quick. And give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Just like to say thank you for watching. That concludes our first ever episode of Olympus Rises. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, be prepared. We're going to do some more updates. The next session will be... let me pull up my calendar here. The next session will be Sunday, the 26th at 5 p.m. Sunday the 26th at 5 p.m. Sunday the 26th at 5 p.m. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just wait. It should play the next one in the order. If it's not there yet, come join us Sunday the 26th of June 2016 for episode 2 of Olympus Rises. Or maybe we get to find out some things and some stuff. Hope you all enjoyed it. Love you all. For me, Making Games, have a nice day.